Newcastle have just spanked Wolves in the most entertaining game of the night. Yes, North London derby's on, but guess what? There was a better game, literally in Newcastle, the northeast of England. Now, if you're nice, because it's New Year's, new you, new us, new everyone, new football, you would like this video, you'd subscribe. But yeah, look, I'm here to break down the game if everyone doesn't know, and we literally go from there. Give your own points. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I got anything wrong. Challenge me, even. I'm going to have a bunch going down this side of the screen with different points. And yeah, you know what? Hands down, look, you lot play some of the best football that I like in the league. The most entertaining, I must say, from what I can see all over the league. Let me know who plays more entertaining football than Newcastle. And I've been told by a Geordie in the comments, I haven't forgot to say the name like Newcastle, because some of you can't stand it, as Newcastle. So Newcastle, is that how you say it? Is that how you say it? Let me know. Anyways, let's get straight down into business. And this is what I've broken down. First things, what we learned is literally get Isak signed to a new contract ASAP. And I know there's been rumors about that recently, and this must get done. 2 goals, an assist. I think he broke a record as well. I'm not too sure. I think I heard the commentator say something along those lines. Wow. If we're talking about one of the best strikers in the world, let alone in the Premier League, one of the better footballers as well, can do every bit everything. These Arsenal fans have no clue in it. They think that at this moment of time, that they think they can lap up 100 million quid and they're going to go and get him. Now, if you look at the position that Newcastle are in, then I don't think he's going anywhere. Because if I'm looking at a project at the moment and the direction when everyone's fit, why would you not be sold with Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall's direction and the owners? Even I was delusioned to think, a bigger club and stuff. But like Newcastle are getting literally a lot of things right at the moment. And it's not even being reactionary. We can span this back till maybe, let's say Brentford away when you lot lost. Go back then. Since then, a couple injuries come back from fit and firing like Botman and whatnot. And now look at it. This is what happens when the team's allowed to get back. PSR's not really in the way. And really and truly, you just need a bunch of more signings that can, improve the squad. And I feel like who knows what lengths this team can get to. I know we said Aston Villa. We talked about Newcastle as well when it came beforehand. On top of that, when they got into Champions League, then they dropped and get them now back into the Champions League again. It's like there's a learning curve there. You can see it. And Isak, should be the one that spearheads this attack no matter what. If you lose him, even if you do get 150 million, look, you can lose a Bruno Gomes. I think the scouting team knows who to go and get and replace one of those as a star player. But in terms of the strikers in world football, you're not going to get another one of those. You'd be missing him dearly. And I don't know who you can replace him with in mind. That's up to the scouts. But he had an amazing game, didn't he? He could have, if he... sometimes, does anyone ever wonder if he was less, less, what's it called? Non-selfish? I can't even get the words out properly. Like, he's not... If he was a lot more selfish, how many more goals he would get? Because he is very selfless. Like, he does like to try and give other players the goal. He could have got himself a hat trick, but he decided to gift it to Gordon or whoever else is squaring in the box, which is pretty much what a striker should do. But his eye should be on the goal sometimes. I think he can get a lot more. But that's probably one of the better parts about him. My next point, anyway, sorry, I was just coughing, is I stand by my comments. The best pair of fullbacks in the league. Can't tell me another pair. Lewis Hall, Livramento, another solid game. I don't think they've done anything tremendously outstanding to be like, yo, look at them. Oh my God, they were man of the match. But look how they dealt with their wingers on the 1v1s. Literally, again, it's a little bit like the Arsenal game is where they're just finding the pockets yet again. Their passing is so crisp, so good. When they were finding Tonali, oh my word, even looking in towards Joe Linton as well. And how many times that Joe Linton could go on a drive. And I wouldn't even say like Joe Linton had a mesmerizing game, but it's just what he brings all the time. And Wolves just couldn't handle that. The probably the most balanced midfield. Again, look, I just said the best pair of fullbacks, but if we talk about Newcastle's like their trio in the middle of the park, I don't think you're going to find a better balanced three at the moment. And am I gassing it? Maybe. But let me know if you disagree. Tonali, box to box. Bruno Guimaraes got the, you know, defensive parts, the passing and whatnot. You know, Tonali can cover if need be. You know, again, Bruno Guimaraes and him could be a pivot. They could swap roles. Bruno Guimaraes has got that little bit more of that spark about it. And then you got Joe Linton, who's the bully that makes the runs into the box, the bully that's going to win the ball back. And pretty much the selflessness is to go around and help everybody else out with in terms of, you know, running those kilometers. So, you know, you can produce, like, obviously winning the ball back, the pressure, all of that stuff, the turnovers. It's just a really nice watch. The next part is different approach from Eddie Howe shows he can be versatile. And what I mean by that is literally, if you go check some of the games beforehand with Newcastle, right? For me, it's like you look at how defensive he can be and he can man manage a game. He can set up and make it frustrating. But then you get the better side sometimes. You get the ones where he's going to dominate the game. He sees or smells blood and he says, we're better than these guys. We can dominate. If you look at towards the end of the game, I looked at the overall stats, something like 4% possession in the end. And that was not just like in moments of 5-10 minute spells. This was pretty much for the whole game. Wolves had nothing going on for them. They had maybe, one or two chances, maybe. And we'll get onto a couple of those, right? But it was domination. And it's like, again, managed, pressured in the right moments, kept the ball really well, found your spots to, like, obviously for the threading the through balls into the wingers and obviously the attackers. And I felt like, again, it's another game where I thought Eddie Howe just said, you don't need to go gung-ho. Let the football do the work. And obviously when the trigger presses come, you'll go and press and go win the ball back and you get your turnovers and you go get your goals. Exactly that. And I thought, again, another little masterstroke that won't get highlighted because, let's be real, English managers don't get highlighted for their tactical prowess. Eddie Howe got it spot on. You know, we can do a bit of everything. And even I've got that one wrong. Literally, I used to think it's just so much like Klopp-like energy, run you into the ground. But this season, I think he's learned off last season. I think he's learned through this injury crisis as well. So big up to Eddie Howe on that part, because looking at one of the better, if not one of the best English managers in a long, long time since probably Harry Redknapp. So unless you lot can give me another English manager, I can't think of one. Maybe I'm overselling it. I just like him. Maybe. Bruno Guimaraes is a diehard Newcastle. Literally, he's a diehard Newcastle fan. Or Newcastle, sorry. He loves the team. No joke. Every time, go look at the way he celebrates with his teammates. Go look at the way, if you look off camera, you see the way he runs to, like, obviously to the crowd, points to the badge, etc., etc., etc. You can't deny it. The passion's there. It's all there. Would like some of those in my team. Literally. Anyways, I just thought I'd highlight that little part. I just think it's something. Dan Burn and Botman's partnership is underrated. Clean sheet. Minimal goals. I think you can see the 2 or 3 goals in the last... Let me think. How many games is it? 7 or 8 games now? About that. Yeah, it's got to be about that recently. And you've scored like... Maybe am I mistaken? Is it like that? 6 games maybe? You lot correct me in the comments. It's gone beyond. And you know what? We talk about Fabian Schär coming back, but Dan Burn is underrated as hell. 6'7". Look at the amount of recoveries had even against Cunha in a foot race, by the way. Look at the way he dealt with like Strand Larsen and whatnot. Bob's your uncle. For me, them two have got a solid partnership. And you don't want to break that up. Even when Fabian Schär comes back, it's like you can ease yourself back. There's no need to rush. These two have got you covered. You know, when you come back, you'll come back. I'm pretty sure I saw something, maybe if Fabian Schär get a new deal. And obviously you're looking at a new centre-back anyways for the long term. Seriously underrated partnership, and it doesn't get highlighted. You know, Nottingham Forest's partnership gets highlighted recently. Liverpool, Arsenal, not Newcastle's one. So on that notice, I'm giving that props. I'm giving that flowers. Let that one let that one go under the radar. You probably don't even need anyone to highlight it, because when it's highlighted anything, then the pressure start coming on, and then there's expectations. You're doing your thing. You know, the next one is obviously Champions League is 100% on the cards. You look where you are. You know, the Tottenham game is currently going on at the moment. They could equalize, not happened yet. You know, but you're creeping up the table and going unnoticed even. You know, we always talk like I just spoke about Forest last video pretty much, talking about, oh, you know what, this team is starting to even prove me wrong. A little bit like what I did for in the other videos for obviously for Newcastle's obviously period. I thought, you know what, I'm going to start doing videos for these guys. Now look at it. It's looking comfortable. Like if someone said who looks better right now, Chelsea, Arsenal, you guys, and whatnot, even Man City, I'm going to say you guys. And yes, it's a bit of recency bias. You got one game a week. You know, you're about to progress to literally a final. You're not losing to Arsenal. Eddie Howe is having an amazing season. And last point is Tonali just looks better and better with each game. All sorts. Got nothing else less to say. You lot decide if you like this video. You lot decide if you want to subscribe. If you want to see more and more videos like this, then up to you guys. But you lot have been good to me in the comments. So I'm going to keep doing these videos. So yeah, in a bit, enjoy. And then yeah, move on to the next one.